We are about to warm up for a massive bench press session tonight in the Mahi station, in the home gym. And this is prep for World Champs, South Africa in about 3 weeks' time. And we're going to be chasing our second world title. And part about becoming a world champ means you have to show up every single day on the trainings. And not just an average training session, you got to make it a mana amazing training session. That's why even in the warm-ups, I got that positive mindset, banger tunes playing through my headphones. I'm doing my star jumps, my leg swings, my burpees, my warm-up sets all locked in, because that's what it's about. Is you build that mental momentum from the get-go, from the start, and it carries through to the rest of your session, especially when you get to your top sets, just like this. Let me take you guys to where a lot of the gains started, which was just at home. When I used to do push-ups, pull-ups, or whatever mini random weights like these that we used to have. Used to just get whatever I could done. This was where the pull-up bar used to be, just across there. It used to roll, just like the bar challenge I just did over the weekend. Can you hang for 100 seconds? I won $100 cash. I did that event on Sunday, and it went really successful. But this is the Mahi station, where a lot of highs and lows, PRs have been made. A lot of I'll be straight up tears, bro. Like, there's been times where, especially when I'm in my feels, it's just me versus me. And this gym right here. They've got a disco ball now. Makes it a little bit stylish. But yeah, it's just me versus me. And it's going to be another one of those sessions today. But I like it. I love pushing myself alone. I used to be very hesitant training with other people. I'm more open to it now. But I just like, if I'm training with another guy, another person, they just gotta match my energy, enjoy pushing themselves hard, take things seriously. But a lot of the time people kind of I find aren't as focused, as locked in. And that's completely fine. Some of you guys watching might not be as passionate about making gains, making progress as myself, which is completely fine, but there's just something that's been on my mind when it comes to training with a bunch of other people. I like to, train hard. I like to have fun, but it's just when there's a time to lock in and there's time to be unlocked, and it's just the times when I'm locked in. If someone's unlocked and they're trying to unlock you, it can cause a little bit of frustration. But my mic's currently charging, so I'm using the camera microphone. But hey, I was gonna be nah, that's the reason why I can't record this YouTube video for you guys to see during the process. But no, there's a microphone on here. Might not be the greatest, but hey, you can't always let these little inconveniences get to you, man. If you let inconveniences get to you every single time, you'll never achieve anything, because to achieve things, there are going to be inconveniences along the way. There are going to be obstacles, challenges. And it's same thing with in a relationship. There's always friction in any relationship, for the most part. For the most, I feel if for it to be a good relationship, there has to be some sort of friction. But for it to be a good relationship, there needs to also be forgiveness, be able to rebuild back up to base level. And it's the same with pursuing any goal. There's going to be friction, but you always got to rebuild back up to that base level. And what I mean by base level when pursuing a goal, that base level of focus, that drive, that faith, and that just energy. So we're going to take that mindset into today's session. Let's get it. Warm up. If you guys have been following me for a little while, my go-to warm up, star jumps, bro. Works every single time. They work every single time. Bro, it has to be one of the best warm-up exercises ever. Bro, if there's one exercise that I've used to warm up, the 340 kilo deadlift, 330 kilo deadlift, 100 kilo deadlift, don't matter, bro. You'll see me do my star jumps. Even when I'm at the world stage in the warm-up room, you'll see me do my star jumps, bro. We stay true to our roots. That Mahi dog method, bro. All the way from NZ to the world. So we're gonna superset with some rows while I'm doing my bench press. I often superset, bro, I can't lie. It's what like will increase the speed of my training sessions. Or else like back when I was in high school, when I finally got a gym membership outside of the school gym and I had a car, bro, I'll be out here spending like 3-4 hours. Because not only the sessions take ages to warm up and strength training, you rest longer in between sets, like 3, 4, 5 minutes, sometimes even longer. When you're going heavy, you should be doing that if you're wanting to increase your strength, resting long in between sets. Only want to be resting short, like around that 1 to 2 minute mark, if you are doing more like muscle growth focus. But bro, if you're doing strength training, you're going to gain muscle anyway. I would recommend just having times where you focus on muscle building and then you focus on strength. So if you're focusing on strength, make sure you're getting a good long rest. But take that into account that it's going to make a longer session, and that's what tended to happen. Sessions used to take ages, yonks, 3 hours. One of my longest sessions in the gym was like, I think 6 hours. Although there was a little bit of dabble of yapping, majority of it was just because how long it took to warm up and you have to wait for people training, whereas here, bro, that's peak. Like, I'm blessed to be able to have a home gym like this. Be able to, back when I got paid out after working a full year doing my sales job after high school, I got paid out for I think all my annual leave, and I went straight into the Mahi station. If you're wondering how much it cost like, I think all up about 3 to 4 grand. That's all the mats, the weight. We got like 327.5 kilos of weight, which isn't enough for our deadlift now. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna superset. And when I superset, I make sure it's opposing muscle groups, never the same, because else you're gonna fatigue yourself. Some people jump to their top sets. I don't recommend, man. Like, warming up not only protects you from injury, but also you'll feel much stronger. You'll be able to push either your top set harder and heavier. Even if you're not going to go heavier, you're going to be able to move it much more efficiently. And if you do that every single time, it becomes a habit. And that's how you're going to push yourself when it comes to the max weights, because you have that habit of constantly optimizing everything, like your warm-up sets. That's that mental momentum, bro. Not going too heavy anyways. It's just like some volume. I like to call it strength volume, and what I mean by that, it's like low-ish reps, about 5 reps, but for 5 sets. So it's like, I like to say it's good chunky volume for strength gains. So it's not like I'm doing 1 set of 5 reps at like an absolute max. It's like some kilos underneath my 5 rep racks, but I'm doing good volume for multiple sets. This is like my scenic piss spot, middle of my gym sessions. There's like a massive gully, but I'm just peeling my pre-workout, or actually mid-workout snack. It's quite nice, like layout we got here, you know. Got the bench right there. Beautiful. We're blessed, man. Always got to stay grateful and remind yourself of your blessings, and more will come. As I allow us to warm up. Probably move like lightweight. Like lightweight. I'm currently listening to the song by Camilla. I can't remember her last name or how to pronounce it, but she was off like Fifth Harmony. I'm listening to the song Never Be the Same, bro. It came out 2019. The reason I know it is because that's when I used to like vibe to it. When I was at the 6-month camp at St. Paul's, the high school I went to, Tihoy. And it came out, and they do like runs at Tihoy, like long runs, as part of the fitness that you have to do at the camp. And I remember like you weren't allowed headphones, but I'd listen to this song prior to the runs, and then when I'm running, I would play it in my own head. And for some reason, when I'm listening to good music, bro, it just helps me push it a little bit harder, especially if I'm in sync with the music. And what I mean by that is like, sometimes if I'm like landing, every time there's like a beat, every step, or when I'm in the gym, if I've got a good like song, I'll like try and match the beats. And it's the same thing as often every max that I used to do in the gym. And honest, I reckon it adds kilos to lock your mental in by listening to a hype song, but especially a song that has like a build up and then a beat drop. And then every single time I used to do a 1 rep max, I'd always wait till the beat drop. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I used to every single time wait for the beat drop when I'm like unracking, and when I'd start the lift, I'd wait for the beat drop. Or when I'm doing the deadlift, I'd wedge my hips in as the beat's dropping. And I don't know, I reckon it adds kilos. Add kilos to your lifts, right? Listen to some banger songs. For me, it used to be hardstyle or white girl music, but whatever floats your boat. Bro, I'm listening to Blank's Place by Taylor Swift now. Okay, we got 12 reps of rows. Let's go. Slow down as well, bro. Bro, don't you try and play an ad, bro. I'm trying to listen to my song. Who do you think I am?
Never knew that it could mean so much, so much. You're the fear, I don't care, 'cause I've never been so high. Follow me through the dark, let me take you past the side.
We got our first set of bench press, 147.5 for 5 reps, 4 sets. As I said before, this is like good chunky strength volume. I see this rep range and these amount of sets is what builds most strength in the game. I genuinely believe it's around that 5 reps, doing it for like 4 or 5 sets, and like progressively overloading that, starting with a lightweight in week 1 and then slowly build out. This is what's gonna cause you to hit PRs later down on the road. It's like that delayed gratification. You're not doing a 1 rep max, you're not even doing a 5 rep max. You're doing 5 reps at a sub 5 rep max weight, but doing multiple sets, knowing and trusting that it's what's gonna build towards that new 1 rep max. If you can have that faith and you can have that discipline to get it done, knowing later down you'll benefit, that's how you win, man. That's how you make those gains, and that's how we're gonna become the 2-time world champ, South Africa for NZ.
So love me like you do, la la, love me like you do. Love me like you do, la la, love me like you do. Touch me like you do, touch me like you do.
Not bad indeed. I feel like my light touches on my chest and my pauses have improved so much. And yeah, I'm happy with that, man. I'm happy. We got 3 more sets. We're gonna rest about a minute. I'm gonna go straight into my next dumbbell row set. If anything, actually, supersetting, especially if you're doing back exercise on bench, doing back stuff as a part of a warm-up for bench press, that will help you, bro. Do wonders. Shoulders will feel way more warm. You'll have much more of a base to press against, because you got to think about it. What's connecting you to the ground? What are you pressing against? It's the bench, but what connects it? It's your back. If your back's all loose, especially if your shoulders pulled forward, you're working against yourself, man. You really want to pull those shoulders back and down. Notice how my chest just arches up naturally? That's what you want. It steepens your chest angle and puts much more of a better base for your shoulders to press against, man. All right. Okay, let's get this next set of rows. My bros. Let's go 12 reps. To be honest, straight off the bat, off the top of my head, I think I was cutting my standards a little bit short pauses, and I was probably not fully touching my chest. And that's just me being straight up about self-reflection of what I think. Now, the best way to confirm whether you're at standards or your technique is on point or not is to record yourself. Because what I'm going to do right after having a little spill is I'm going to check the video, and then I can confirm whether I was or wasn't. And heck, I might even see something that I wouldn't be able to see just from my own perspective. That's why it's so important. And I think this applies not only in the gym about your technique, but in life. Having external awareness of your own self. Something I've definitely learned, especially recently, is to not be so self-absorbed. To know what you put out actually has a big effect, either positive or negative, on others, despite your intention. As my older sister always has reminded me. And I want to only output like positive things, you know, help other people out there, because I mean, we're all at the end of the day just humans, and you're another human, and I'm another human. We're all just the same, but just have different combinations of genetics and environment, and it just shapes who we are. But we can also shape who we become by just choosing to be that positive person. And that's what I'm striving towards. I slip up sometimes I'm a hypocrite, but I'll never stop striving. Never stop striving. The shirt is gonna come off. Who is game? I used to be a skinny ass kid. This is my last set of 147.5 for 5 reps. It's my 4th set, but it's always the last set, man, that you gotta maintain that same energy you had for your first set, bro. And it's the same if you're doing back offs and the weight's now lighter. You've hit like a new 3 rep max and you're doing back off sets where the weight's lower, and you think you can take a sit back, you know, in terms of the focus, energy, and hype. No, bro. That's how you're gonna have weights move slow. That's how you're gonna build the habit of just always doing what's necessary. But if you wanna be great, if you wanna soar high above the clouds, you gotta go that extra mile, because everything becomes habit. If you completely only settle for what's necessary, it becomes a habit, which is average. Setting for what's necessary is average. Are you wanting to be average, or do you want to soar high above because you know there's something inside you, that potential? And that's why we're gonna finish strong with this last set. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. We get every single last rep with that same mindset, that mahi dog mentality. Yeah, let's go. Almost it. Almost. Call these dumbbells the mega dumbbells, because they're like Kmart and they're freaking screw on ones. Let's go. So these accessories, they're focused on more muscle building as opposed to strength, so I often much shorter rest naturally, and I'll superset them too. Oh. Probably like the leanest I've been with the most amount of muscle right now out of that locked in 6 years, bro. And it's easy to maintain it when what it takes to get to where I am is part of who I am. The reason why it's easy for you to stay exactly where you are, because it's part of who you are. But if you change your habits, you change your way of living to things and the ways that get you where you want to be, it becomes easy to achieve it. and to maintain it. The hard thing is the change. It's a change is always the hardest, because it's you where you have to get outside your comfort zone. You have to do things that you've never done to become someone who you've never been. And I'm still trying to unlock some of those things, whether it be my communication, my self-awareness. Just we're constantly seeking to be the best version. Let's 10 reps. Let's go. We got one more set. And one more set of lateral raises. Whenever I cover dad, I'm gonna have all the dad jokes, you know. But I know the best jokes. And I ain't afraid to show it either. I ain't afraid to tell those jokes, you know. Reckon, what's blue and not very heavy? Light blue. Don't leave me, bro. Don't leave me. What did the janitor say when he jumped outside the closet? Supplies! Oh, bro. Right, and then there's like the classic, which some of you guys might already know, but some of you guys might not, because it's like a unique, not many people have seen like this movie, but have you seen the movie Constipated? What? Oh, you haven't? Yeah, it's because it hasn't come out yet. Ah, don't leave me, don't leave me. Why did the toilet paper roll down the hill? To get to the bottom. In all seriousness, we got to get this last set, you know. You know, that's one thing I've developed is, you know, I used to be crazy serious, but every session, like, yes, it's important, but you be able to flick the switch, you know, from seriousness maybe to not so serious. But like if I'm building up to something heavy, there needs to be more emphasis on locking in. But we've got the heavy stuff done, and we're flicking that switch from, like, you know, all funny to locked in. Alright, let's go. 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. Yeah. All finished, boys. Let's go. I've got a group class that I'm covering for Michelle, but I wasn't going to because I was like, I've got to get my session in. And you know what? Like yesterday, my sister asked if I could pick her up, and oftentimes I would, but I was getting stressed out. I was getting behind. That was because I was behind and stuff. And I was like, you know what? No, I can get things done, and I could take action, and we did. We just did. And I got 20 minutes to get there. So long I boost, I'll have a quick moldy shower, and then I'll have a shower straight after. Grab myself some sort of protein, carbs, and we're chilling. Bob's your uncle. This is exactly what I did last year when I was working at Domino's. But I'm in a rush, so I need to actually stop talking, and might see you guys in the kitchen later tonight. If not, maybe chuck a subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, we're building that strength movement out here in New Zealand and to the world, you know, mahi dog to the world. We're going to be able to build people to not only look strong, but be strong, both physically and mentally. I'll see you guys in the next one.